freedom. Had to buy some harmony. Now I'm flexing with my jewels. You could tell I got a lot on me. Grab another hero, feeling like I hit the lottery. Farming, getting API, stacking profits to the sky. 1x, 2.
What is good, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, Inner Growth Podcast. Today we have Sandwich Punch, Baby Punch, and myself, Bloater Punch. Good to be with y'all. How y'all feeling today?
What's going on, everybody?
We're coping.
Copia.
We're in
So, let's do a couple things. I guess first, Sandwich Punch. Do you want to? The way I see this going is maybe we have some initial thoughts. We share some of our thoughts, and then let's go to an AMA format. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So I just want to give some 2 cents on this. So Joule is trading very low right now. Joule is at 130 whatever. And that's super hard. I just, for full disclosure, I bought 10K at $6, which I thought was really big brain. Then I bought 10K at 380, which I thought was very big brain. And in addition to that, I have a lot of heroes, and I bought around $43,000 of locked Joule. And none of those plays have turned out to be the way I wanted them to be. So significant financial risks for me, and that's.
Yeah.
But again, the way I look at this is, like crypto's a risk, right? Like the reason there's such high upside is there's also the potential for downside. And so when I see projects perform poorly, I see DFK making mistakes. I don't think like screw Frisky, he's an idiot, like they're the worst. I think I went into this eyes wide open. I wanted to make a lot of money. DFK has made a lot of people a lot of money. Right now, they're making a lot of mistakes, and that's just part of the game. So to me, or part of, I guess game's the wrong word, part of the reality with crypto projects is they're high volatility, there's ups, there's downs. My last thought though, with that acknowledged, so I'm not mad. I'm just like, hey, I've taken huge hits. I'm still in it. I have not sold. I do not think this is a sell window. I think it's in either buy or hold. If I had not doubled down earlier with my $6 buy and $3 buy, I would be buying now. But that said, ultimately, what did Warren Buffett say? I feel like you've said it before, Baby Punch. What is it like? When the sharks are away, the cat will play, whatever. What is it?
It's like you buy when there's blood in the streets.
Right.
Something
So like
that.
JB, my brother always says, buy when it hurts. So I don't think anyone should be bag holding. No one should be exit liquidity. But if you can take a look at DFK and you see the team, you see the product, and you think, hey, they can turn this around, then you should buy. That is a buy opportunity for sure. There was a quote on Twitter: if you like Joule at 20, you will love Joule at $3, or in this case, $1.37. So those are my thoughts. I don't think there's FUD. I think they've made huge mistakes. I do not think it's FUD. I do not think it's a rug pull. And I'm in here to see how they fix it. And I'm waiting patiently, and I'm not selling my bags.
Yeah. So the thing that I struggle with, and like, guys, listen, like I have lost so much. Like, I took profits. I didn't take enough profits, especially when you look at like what the price action. But the thing that everyone has to keep in mind, and maybe I have this skewed perception because I come from a legal background, but there just seems to be this concept, especially in the crypto space, mostly because everyone here is a lot of irrational investors, especially when they lose money. But there's this mentality of, I find one little thing that appears on its face like sketch and sus, and it's like, okay, devs, like explain to me why this isn't sus. And in any other context, like if any legal system around the world, it would be like, no, case dismissed, come back with the like smoking gun, and then we'll address this. Am I saying that there's nothing suspicious has happened? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, like, I don't know that the evidence is there yet. Like, and let's have constructive discussions about it. And some of the way things are raised are not constructive. They cause mass panic, and it's, like Fox, I'm sure, has not been able to do anything for the last 3 days. He's just been putting out fires, and but they're questions that have to be asked. So like, yes, like let's ask the questions. There's better ways about doing, I think, some of it, and there are better ways to raise issues, especially when you like. Why shouldn't the onus be more on like us to get the evidence together and be like, this is super sus, can you explain, as opposed to like, hey, there's this one thing that might be sus, like, can someone look at this? And I don't know. So it's just frustrating, the different way people approach things, and people like need a dog to kick. And I mean, I get that. I am like crazy down on a lot of my positions. And I mean, I don't know. Baby Punch, let's kick over you, and then maybe we can start taking some
I need
questions.
like 6 puppies to kick right now. But now, honestly, so here's my kind of take on this. The game is like cutting edge enough, and they've been like blazing like unexplored territory that they were bound to make a ton of mistakes. Now, here's where the crypto space is so volatile that you really can't afford to make these mistakes. They've made a ton of mistakes, and especially like not revealing a lot of the addresses and having it wrong on the white or on the docs. Like, those are big mistakes where in a market of like uncertainty and a lot of mistrust, you can't afford to make little mistakes like that. But the reality of the fact is the game is so complicated, like the whole mining exploit and everything, that they were going to have these mistakes. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation where they needed to be super, super careful and have everything just laid out very clearly to all of us. But like, there was so many spots where errors and mistakes could be made that they were just going to have mistakes. So I don't know. I think they're in a lose-lose situation. They made it. I can't really describe it. It's like a lot of like emotions currently right now, but yeah, it's a lot of bad sentiments, a lot of bad feelings.
I want to address one last thing, and then let's go AMA unless anyone else has additional thoughts. That is, I see some people in chat saying it was malicious, it was nefarious. Again, like, let's see the hard evidence. I've been rugged, like we've all been on rugged polls. One on Harmony was called Fat Finance. Like, legitimately, dude just stole a bunch of money. Another one was hocus pocus, poof, your money's gone. So like, these people have been dedicating their lives to this for a long time. I'm really skeptical. Like, if you were going to rug, I'm not sure this is like, I don't see the evidence yet. And I'm really confused why now would be the rug. Have weird things happened? Sure. Have they made all the right decisions? No. But to say it's like a rug, that's like, that doesn't resonate with all the other rugs I've had the pleasure of participating in. So again, that to me is the definition of FUD, is just being like, oh, it's a rug. Again, were mistakes made? Yes. Could they do things better? Yes. Was some shady activity going on? Potentially, yeah. Like, of course, like, it's a massive team. Some people are making poor choices, but do I think that they're here to like steal our money and bounce? It doesn't feel that way to me. So,
Dude, that's like, that is the like cope that like a lot of people, like, if they've lost money, it's a rug.
exactly.
That's just what they call it. I lost money, so it's a rug. A rug is when I mean, there's a lot of different types of rugs, but I just like, I wouldn't classify this as a rug. There's stuff that's going to have to happen. There's a lot of communication that needs to come out, and a lot of things that need to be clarified for sure.
Okay, so again, we're acknowledging that it's not a perfect project. It's far from it. We are still, I'm holding, Sandwich and Baby Punch are holding. We're concerned. We have a lot of money on the line, of course. So let's take some questions. So we're gonna open up the AMA portion here. So we'll try and answer as many questions as we can. Try and call out your question, and we'll address it on stream right now. So let's get some.
Do you want me to just like pop some up on the screen?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, first one here. Can you see that?
What do you think of Alex Wilmington's latest YouTube video?
Yeah,
about
my
selling?
thought on this is like, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's like, if you think this is a rug, sell your tokens, get out. If you think that it's going sub $1, sell your token, buy it back, swing trade it. If you think the project's still here to stay, hold it. I mean, I'm a huge proponent of like, there are things you can control in your life and there are things you can't control in your life. Don't let like this cancerous mentality of like, I just got rugged and I am going on a witch hunt, like ruin your life. Make the decisions that you can and move on.
So this is also like a psychology thing, and all markets do this, right? So like there's a bad earnings call and the price drops 30%. Is the company really worth 30% less than it was before the earnings call? That's really unclear to me. Like generally not. What happens is there's this huge psychological sentiment, oh, project's dead, project can't do anything. And so price dips, right? There's a ton of sell pressure, which to me, like nothing has fundamentally changed for me. Like there like when it was like, to me, the project could still be at $6 or $4 or $3. So to me, again, it's really, unless you think this is legitimately nefarious rug pull activity, I don't think it's even a sell situation, because then you're trying to swing trade, and if the price goes way up, you're going to be super salty and trying to like FUD DFK anyway. So if you're like, either you think it's a scam and you should sell your tokens like right now, like get out. And if you don't think it's a scam, then this is a huge buy opportunity, or at the very least, a hold opportunity, and just chill. Like it's a day, right? Markets move, crypto markets move, there's volatility. So you just have to like chill. I don't know, baby punch.
So that's normally like my stance is step away from the computer, step away from the charts, like just go do something else for a week. But it's really hard when you have so much of your net worth invested in this.
Yeah.
Like they say, the rich people put all their eggs into one basket and then watch that basket. It's like it's really hard to like not be hyper focused on this when you have a lot of your net worth or a lot of your savings in this. Like if you have YOLO'd into the crypto space because you bought into the hype, which I fully believe in crypto long term, and things like this are going to come up. You're going to have strong projects that will pop up, and just because the space is so new, like Frisky and Hubert and a lot of these guys, I don't know that they've ever like really been involved in a big project like this. So really this is their first step into building a crypto project. Maybe they have. I don't really know. I'm just kind of speculating that for a lot of people this is their first time creating a crypto project. There's going to be a ton of mistakes. Like just, and I'm not trying to downplay the mistakes that they've made, because they have taken a crap ton of profits. They've all packed their bags, and not packed their bags, like stacked their bags of coffers. But honestly, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. But
Well, yeah, you
essentially,
start off
it's
saying
hard.
like
It's
step
it's
away.
hard to it's hard to step away when this is like really your nest egg. It's hard to keep your eyes off it. I think that is the best mental health thing to do, is step away and let things go. If you believe in the project, that's the best thing to do. Like if you think, all right, this is all FUD, I don't think they're rugging this project, man, just go take a week off, let it go. If you're trying to like decide if you need to exit and try and decide if this is actually a rug, then yeah, you've got to pay attention. You've got to know when to exit. But in my personal standpoint, it's not a rug. You guys have all made very good points why this isn't a rug. We know the team. We've seen a lot of their faces. It's like they're not rugging us. Yeah, they've made a lot of money and they've made some bad decisions that have led to our current situation, but I don't think it's rugging.
Okay. Agreed, guys. Let's hit some of these a little more rapid fire here. And Bloater Punch, maybe you can just like call.
Yeah.
So here's one. Here's one right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
So Mr. Q is he's pretty salty. I can tell from his comments. Listen, man, I'm salty too. So I'll try to knock out we will try to knock out some of your questions like real quick here. Why was the wrong address listed in the white paper? I don't know, man. Like, I can't read their minds. Should it have been right? Yes. Was it malicious? I don't know. Like, here's my question. If it was malicious and they had the wrong address, like, what harm did that cause? Like, you can see the wallet that initially provided liquidity was gaining rewards and selling them, and that wallet didn't do anything they said it wouldn't do. It left its liquidity in. You don't like that it sold its token. I get it. I don't either. Like, would I like it if the entire team dumped all their tokens right now? No. But like, what are you gonna do about that? Like, people are gonna sell tokens. That's crypto. Why it was like that, I don't know, man. Sorry. Like, I'm just as frustrated as you are. I don't assume malice.
Chips and Salsa says, what do you think about the Frisky vote, whether he should stay as leader? I'm really puzzled by this vote. I don't understand it. This is probably my biggest concern and probably why the price reflects what it does today. And that is, the way I see it as a consumer, I'm not on the inner circle, right? I don't have access to Frisky, but my take is like, hey, you've made mistakes. Have the courage, be the leader we need you to be, and fix the mistakes. So a vote to leave is very concerning to me, but ultimately, I think what we need to do is like empathize a second. The amount of stress and like ill will directed towards a human being right now is like catastrophic. So, it wouldn't be unusual for a normal human being to be incredibly thin, spread super thin on this. So again, I think, it's an investment. It's problematic. I don't think Frisky should leave the project. That would be problematic. I think he is the mastermind behind it. He's gotten us this far, and he can get us back to where we need to be.
Agreed. Baby Punch, you want to take this one?
Yeah.
I'd put
Hoping
it
you
up on
guys can
screen.
provide some positive viewpoints on the turmoil of the last week. I'm resigned to losing everything I put in. Would be nice. It wasn't the end of my first crypto outing. Yeah, dude. This is honestly the first gamified DeFi project that I've been involved in. If I had not gotten in as early as I had, like, it would feel really bad. I don't think gamify and these projects are going anywhere, but it's like you've got to be able to move on to the next project, and not saying like abandon this project, but you've got to like keep your mind open to the whole space. And just because you're in DeFi or just because you're in DFK doesn't mean you can't look for new other projects that are popping up. So it's hard when this is your first one and this is your first experience, because it probably puts a really bad taste in your mouth. But like, this space isn't, crypto's really volatile, and you have a lot of shady people. You have a lot of people that are trying to do good. You've just got to hunt the right projects out, and it's hard. You try to follow and listen to people smarter than you. That's what I try to do. I listen to Sandwich Punch on everything, and I just copy his moves.
It's not a good call.
Not a good call.
DYOR.
I'll add one item on that. Is like, this hurts. I wouldn't really caution people, like, if this is like your first project and you're just like, I'm done with crypto forever, that'd be a huge mistake. Like, this is why you can't invest more than you can afford to lose. And if you did, and that's the reason why you stepped out of crypto in 2022, like, I feel for you, and I hope you don't look back in 10 years and be like, I shouldn't have completely quit crypto forever. Mr. Q here again, real quick. There was an exploit by someone else, I think. Again, man, like, this is an exploit. Like, the guy that had the liquidity, yeah, the address wasn't listed in the white paper. I don't know what else you want me to say about that. It should have been right. Big mistake. But they claimed garden rewards and sold it. There's a huge like logical gap there that I'm not connecting with you on, and why that's an exploit.
Well, and you also said this. What is the actual impact? Right.
What is the harm? What is the
harm that's been committed? I think that's a huge piece. Shim Morath says, doesn't this put a damper on the future upside? Potentially, yeah. This creates friction for buy pressure for sure. But again, keep a couple of things to keep in mind. Number one, we're fixated. We're in the moment. It's super painful, and everyone's like, what are we gonna do? But if you take a week or a month long view, I think this gets a little easier to process. And again, we've said it once, we'll say it again. If you think it's a scam, sell your bags and bounce. You need to get out, right? You shouldn't be in a project you think is a scam. If you don't, then you just need to either hodl or double down. Those are your options. Another thing though, like take a step back. Let's say you hadn't invested in DFK yet and you showed up to Harmony because you heard incredibly low gas fees and game DeFi hub, and you looked at the landscape of projects available right now. I don't know about you, but essentially no project has anything. DFK has the most. DFK is making the most progress. DFK has the best team. DFK has the biggest team and the most competent team. So I'm looking at these other projects like if you're not in on DFK, what are you in on, and why are you thinking that? I'm not going to name any names, but there are projects that are like 2026 we're going to come out, like we'll have 20 more mints and then we'll have a 2026 drop, and it's like, okay, so why are you mad at DFK? Why do you think DFK? And again, if it's a scam, that's one thing. If it's not a scam and it's just lack of competence, mistakes, those can be worked through. They still have an amazing project right now. So to me, yes, negative buy pressure. But if you're interested in the game DeFi space and you're interested in Harmony, I still see a very, very compelling case for investing in DFK, especially at this price point.
So there's a comment from the Wanderer. It says, I think everyone is blowing these very minor mistakes way out of proportion, and the massive dip in Joule's experience doesn't warrant the very minor effect it has on the Joule. So yeah, I agree. These mistakes are super minor. Everything is being blown way out of proportion. A lot of it is due just because the market is down and everyone feels really bad that the market's down, and any little FUD, anything that comes up is going to make a big impact. So I do think these mistakes are minor mistakes, and in the grand scheme of things probably didn't have hardly any effect on the game itself. And to that standpoint, like when you're dealing with people's net worth, you have to be so cautious. You can't afford to really make even the minor mistakes. Like you have to have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. You have to make sure everything is transparent and on the up and the up, because you're dealing with net worths here, like entire life savings, which shouldn't be the case. No one should be dumping everything they have in, but the fact is that people do. And so they just have to be careful. These are little minor mistakes, and they shouldn't have the impact that they're having on the current market and the sentiment in DFK. But they're little mistakes, and they do need to be more careful though.
One really quick thing, and then I think Sandwich Punch has a really important comment. But when Joule was at 10 and 15 and 20, and I said one thing critical about the project, people were trying to get my home address to like burn it down. So there's like always this like polarization, right? Super extreme. If I said Frisky did the wrong thing, people were like, Bloater's an idiot. And now, hey, guess what? Things have changed. Things are a little dicier. And what are you guys all doing? Oh, the project's dead. Frisky's an idiot. Like, I can't believe we trust him. So it's like, that's an emotional response that has nothing to do with the reality. And just like Baby Punch said, take a breath, take a step back. We're all losing money right now, and that's totally okay. That's part of the investment game, is you win and lose. You can't always make money. So take a breath, take a step back, and make some rational choices based on your financial perspectives. Sorry, Sandwich Punch.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to. I'm like reading all the chats. I'm trying to like keep up, guys. There's a lot of great questions. So here's this one. Seahawk Heal. The questions we need to ask are: what is the best path forward for those sticking around? How does the team build trust back? 100% agree with this. This is whether you think this was malicious, whether you think these were just honest mistakes, like trust is destroyed, and you have to figure that out. I think some of the things are better communication. They are pretty transparent about wallets, and I don't think you'll ever be able to you can go to your 50 employees and say, hey, even though this is a decentralized world, like you have to tell me every single wallet you're using. It's like, I don't even know how you could enforce that. Like that is going to be an inherent issue with crypto forever. Like you can have internal policies and say, hey, if we find out that one of these wallets is connected with you and you're breaking policies in terms of selling and creating more of a price impact than they're supposed to, which the core team is subject to certain price impact limitations, then yeah, like you kick them off the team and you fire them. But outside of that, it's like how do you regulate a decentralized world where anybody on the team could create a wallet? And I don't live my life in a way where I just assume everyone is doing the wrong thing. Some people do, and I mean that's fine. Like call me like an optimist, hopium, whatever. But like that's just a miserable life, and I don't want to live a life where I assume that everyone is nefarious.
Well, and DFK has earned credibility, right? These aren't randos that we haven't been interacting with. They've earned the credibility. They've spent a lot of that goodwill, but they have earned a lot of credibility.
What about this one? I have a strategic question. Would this not be a good time to convert all gardens into Joule and put them into the jeweler? I mean, I don't. If you're gonna put it into Joule, I would put it in the Joule X, Joule Pool, and Crystalvel because you're gonna get way better rewards than in the jeweler, and you get the same upside for Joule as it goes up without impermanent loss. That would be my opinion. I would not take it out and put. I would not take all my gardens out and put it into the jeweler.
Okay, I want to hit one last thing on what you said before on what could be fixed. I think this is an interesting question enough that Baby Pen should also comment on this. But
yeah, I'll put it back up.
My thing is, again, I'm just throwing paint on the wall here. Frisky doxes himself. He steps up into a leadership position that we need him to, and he says, he goes full disclosure. This is everything we did wrong, and this is our path forward. He lays out a plan for us, just like any CEO or leader does during a hard time, and says, we're going to make it through. We're going to do this. So that would make me feel great. Like someone coming out, laying out the plan, what's the path forward, acknowledging wrongdoing, acknowledging where they missed, and then saying, this is how we're going to do better. So I think someone made a comment. They're like, yeah, they're not being communicative in the right ways. So yes, they do AMAs, but we want better, more transparent communication. So if I had one suggestion for Frisky Fox is he does need to dox himself. I've been saying that for a while. People hating on me for saying it. He should dox himself and he should say, I'm committed to the project. And if he did that, if he just doxed himself and said, I'm 100% committed to this, my life is tied to this project, then I think the community would respond. There would be massive buy pressure. So I think that would be huge.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I not really adding more to what you said. Just want to basically reiterate that's exactly what I think he should step up just like a CEO. I don't know if maybe like doxing is the correct solution, but that would definitely like help and put a strong foot forward saying, hey, look, this is me. This is who I am. I'm not willing to like back out of this project. I kind of think that was not the right approach from him to throw up a, hey, vote me off the island if you want. I think it should have been like, hey, look, we've made some mistakes. I'm doubling down my efforts. We're going to get us back on the right track. We're going to push forward. This is a clear path and outline of how we're going to do that. Like, that is a leader to me, and not necessarily one that's like, hey, if you guys want me out, I'll step out if you guys want. Like, I think he should have doubled down his efforts and like laid it clear. This is how we're going to resolve this and move forward.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that vote was the right call, but
Riley Hate Page, yeah, you can't ask something, but you have to ask the question. So you have permission to ask a question, though. Yes.
Oh man, I'm trying to scroll up. Like, there's been so many questions.
Yeah, well, and by the way, so Dag's son says, you guys have kids too, right? Yeah, and by the way, I'm working on a crypto project where I'm planning on doxing myself. So, like, I don't understand the crypto double standard. I've said this before. Like, if you're running a Fortune 100 company or a $50 million company, all your employees know you, all your customers know who you are. You have an address, you have a name, you're on LinkedIn. Why is there this weird double standard in crypto? I understand decentralization is a huge theme, but when you're running this much money and this many wallets and this many futures tied into your hands, like, of course you should be doxed. Like, you need to be doxed. That's like standard practice.
Yeah, dude, here's the thing though. I do have like a devil's advocate position to play on that. So I don't think it's fair to compare it to a publicly traded company where we're investing in stocks because CEO is not getting first of all, cannot just like get on like AMA calls like this and disclose stuff about the companies. Like communications that are disseminated are they're like Loctite. They are subject to, Reg FD, securities laws disclosures. And so it's a double standard on the investor side too, because all crypto investors are like, blah, 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 like you're not out here like telling us all this stuff. It's like, do you see like the CEO of Netflix hopping on an AMA after their price dumped 30%? Like, no. Like, but if that happened in any crypto project, they'd be like, why the hell is the leader of this project not in an AMA right now, dismissing the FUD? Oh, also, I want him doxxed just like a CEO in a publicly traded company. Like, I mean, it's hard to compare those two.
But not even publicly traded. I'm saying in any company. Take a $50 million private company. Everyone knows who the leader is, right?
Yeah, well, you're in a private company. If you own shares, like you probably have some sort of information rights. It's not the same as owning a
It's not apples to
cryptocurrency.
apples.
Like, if you owned equity shares in Kingdom Studios, sure, it's a little bit different. Like, but we own a cryptocurrency project, and we're all claiming like, hey, these aren't securities, right? Like, if you want the same types of rights allocated to securities, then like, let's get Gary Gensler in here and like regulate the crap out of us.
Okay, well
that's
then let's back up and
you
say,
get those protections. That's how you get those protections. You
let's
can't
say
have
no docs, but to Baby Punches in my point, come out and be a leader. Okay, no docs. I'm backing off the docs. No docs. It's an apples to oranges comparison. But then come out and inspire the people who want to believe but are struggling to believe, instead of being like, vote me off the island. That's where I need to see the leadership. And again, maybe it's not Frisky, maybe he does step down, but we need a leader, right? Every project needs a leader. So we could use leadership right now, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, my opinion is Frisky he's been fundamental. He's a fundamental piece of this project. Like you remember when we had Taiki on, he's like, and I wouldn't, like, this would be terrible if this happened. If he's like, if something happened to Frisky and like, he was gone, Joule tanks 80% immediately. He said Joule nukes. And I think that, I mean, it just goes to show he is a fundamental part of this project. He should not be in the weeds, like writing a script. This is my opinion. Like, this has nothing to do with my role as a knight. Like, he should not be like writing a script to pull things. Like, hire people to do that, delegate that, step into a role as a leader. Like, I report to a general counsel. That general counsel should not be form checking our 10K. That general counsel should not be reviewing our risk factors. That's something I should be doing. That's something I should be delegating to the other attorneys. Like, those, just step into the role and step away from the development side. And if you're not, if you're just like, I can't do that, then step back and put somebody else in that position. But I don't know. I think he carries a lot of weight in this project, and I feel like that should be more of his role rather than like, why are you working on the code for something? Like, you have very smart Solidity developers
and a massive team, right? It's not like you're short staffed, right?
Let's see. Sorry, got a little carried away there. Let me go back and look at some of the questions. When the team will buy back the token, I mean, I'm a little lost on that one. I don't know what you mean.
There was a comment earlier. Oh, CryptoTosh. He says, I could see leadership going for a huge Joule buyback. It would help out a ton of paired
okay. I didn't see that
with
one.
more clarification on the situation. So, I mean, this is like, I've never even thought about this, and I don't know if this is something that would ever happen. But if the team were to buy back Joule, like, I could see that as a strong, like, hey, we're doubling down on this project. We're assuring everyone that. I don't know if it's the right call.
But logistically, what does that even look like? Are you saying the team uses like USDC reserves, or are you saying individuals, Frisky buys some, Dreamer buys some? Like, because that doesn't solve the issue, because then when they're eventually gonna, like, you can't expect them to just buy and then never sell it, and when they go to sell, it's the same issue, right?
Okay, what about this? And this might be insane. Hear me out on this. So what if Frisky comes and says, we've messed up? He steps into a leadership position, which he's not doing currently. He says, we messed up. And to show the community that, hey, I have made an F ton of money off you guys, and I'm not here to just rug you. I'm going to buy $1 million of Joule today and burn it. Would that not be like dang, this guy is committed. He's like 100% in. He's going to offset some of the sell pressure. He's showing up for us. Like that would be huge. And, all respect to His Holiness Frisky Fox, he's made more than $1 million on this project. So if he like, there's an idea, right? Buy $1 million and burn it. Show us that you're committed to the project.
Yeah, no, I mean that would work. I mean that would help with some things, but like the sell pressure that's happening, I mean,
it's a symbol though, even if that doesn't
yeah,
offset.
I don't think it offset. I don't think it fixes the problem. You have very large wells that are still going to dump on us. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
some might change their minds though. I'm saying that kind of act would be like, whoa, this guy's like, if he was rugging, why would he burn $1 million? That just seems hardcore.
Yeah, no,
it's not a
sends message.
solution.
It sends a message.
Not a solution, but it definitely
it's a
sends
start
a message.
to sending a message about his position and his feelings about the project.
Yep. No, I think it does send a strong message. Would you do that?
You LOL.
If
you
I had made
someone to burn $1 million?
I mean, I don't know how much he's made. I think, is it safe to say he's probably made more than $10 million off Joule? Is that a reasonable assumption? Do we think? And if that's like, is that reasonable?
I don't know. You'd probably. I mean, that's my gut reaction is that's probably high.
Okay, 5 million. We'll say 5 mil.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
So listen, I don't even want to speculate because like this is the type of thing that like you need to go look at the ledger, look at the blockchain, and get your facts. Like I hesitate to even. I don't even want to speculate about that.
Okay, I'm gonna speculate. He has 5 million at least. Burn 20% of your income that you've made off us. Don't make us bag holders. We don't want to be exit liquidity. We believe in your project. Do you? That would be my question. Does he really believe?
Whether that's the correct solution or not, I think he just needs to do some like gesture to inspire the community. He needs to do something to get the trust back and get everyone back on the right track. I don't know if it's burning Joule. I don't know if it's, hey, I'm going to be in the Discord on AMAs every single day answering questions, giving like daily feedback. I don't really know what the correct answer is, but he does need to do something to re-inspire the community and get everyone back on track.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not like I'm not like playing like hopium like that role. Like I'm burned, guys. Like I lost so much money, but like expecting him to be on an AMA every day is like absurd. Like he needs to get stuff done.
Absolutely.
Like expecting him to be in the chat every day for a couple hours, also absurd. Which by the way, he did. Like he was up at 4 a.m, like talking to people. We don't, you don't like his responses, and like it is what it is. It's just it's hard, guys. Like I'm trying to I always try to view things from as many viewpoints as possible, and that's in a tough spot. Trust is shattered. Whether it's
what I'm confused about is, and again, I've just never been this kind of person. I think Sandwich Punch hit this as well. If you do think it's a scam, like, why are you on the stream right now? Why are you in Gen Chat, like, fudding? Like, just sell and, like, move on.
Yeah.
I don't understand this idea that you would show up for, like, stuff and you would be like, this is a scam and I've sold and you should too. Like, we're all adults, right? We all have to make our own choices. I just don't understand that, like, you don't believe in the project and you're gonna like insure it or do your best to like screw the project. I don't understand that mentality.
I don't understand that either. It's like what's your play? Are you like, it's hard not to feel like your only play is like you fighting it and buying back in lower. Like, why are you here? If you really feel the way that like some of you are, like you're fighting in Discord, you're fighting here, like why are you here? Like, sell your tokens and move on, man. Like, don't you have, it's freaking Saturday. Like, go out and do something. Why are you here doing that if that's how you feel? Like, I don't understand that. Like, my time is too valuable to like waste. If I was like, this project is like, I'm not going to go on a schmear campaign. Like, I'd be like, hey guys, I'm done with I'm done with DFK. Like, I wish everyone the best and I'm moving on with my life. I don't understand that.
There's this other sentiment, like Crypto Grady just said, you guys, this is so overblown. Some people will laugh at that and say, oh, it's not overblown. There's huge problems. And some people do think it's overblown. And again, that, the market's down. Joule's getting wrecked. Joule's made some mistakes. But if you do feel like there's overblown, this is where all your money gets made, right? Like you double down. And again, I'm not telling people to buy Joule today. I'm not buying Joule because I've already doubled down earlier like an idiot. But if you believe this is overblown, then this is your buy window because it will recover if it really is overblown. If this is just a knee-jerk reaction, it will correct itself. Joule price will recover and you'll feel like a champ. So again, that's where you've got to make decisions about your financial future and how you view Joule.
Yeah, Dags. I was just responding to Dags. Actually, I'm gonna just bring it up here. He says, Sandwich, I'm stuck with heroes, and I wish people would come to their senses about Frisky's mistakes. He said that because in chat I said, like, I mean, if that's the way you feel, like, why don't you sell, and why are you still here? Like, Saturday, go like spend time with friends and family. And like on that point, it's like, okay, you're stuck with heroes. Well, that's not true. Like, go sell them. Like, if you think this is only going
There
down,
is a
go
floor.
sell your heroes.
There's
like,
a floor.
There is a floor. Like, sell your heroes, get the Joule, and cash it out. Like, if you're here still and you're still holding your heroes, then you think there's something like some path forward. Like, let's be constructive. Like what is our path forward as players and investors, and what do we think are things the team could do? And I feel like that's what we're trying to discuss. But like coming in here and just being like only down, like only going to zero. Like, I wish you guys would realize that this is just a big scam. Like I don't know. Let's just end it there. Like, we don't really have any more to say on that point. So
Here's another constructive on this is what we could do better. Is if they had a laser focus on getting gameplay out, that would be amazing. So if they could come back and say, we are laser focused on it, this is our priority. To me, the roadmap is really mushy, and I thought we would have PvP or gameplay by now. So I again, how would you fix this? You would create meaningful content that would inspire people and get more people to come adopt. So, I mean, any thoughts on that? Is that possible? Is it realistic? Is that what they're already doing? Because it doesn't seem like it, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, we got Gen Zeros coming out soon, and somebody actually mentioned in the chat, they're like, hey, should they postpone? I think it was Chips and Salsa. Should we postpone launch of the Gen Zero, Crystalville Gen Zeros? And I don't think that's the right play. I think get the content out, like, live by your principles. Frisky says, if it's up, we build. If it's down, we build. If it's sideways, we build. Like, I don't, like, keep building, repair the trust, better communications. Honestly, probably should like hire a PR, like a public relations communications expert, like not a friend, not a family member, like not an acquaintance. Like, go out, hire a professional communications manager. Like, this is what an investor relations department in a publicly traded company, that is their role. I work at a publicly traded company. You have policies. You have an external communications policy that says only a B, C person can say anything to like the news, to analysts. Only these types of things can be said. Like, there are a lot of annoying things about publicly traded companies and the regulations they're subject to, but there's a lot of like cool things you could glean from. And I think learning from like how an investor relations department manages those types of issues would be really helpful.
Yeah, I agree. I think the best thing that they can do right now is probably just doubling down on their efforts to develop the game. Like, just nothing will show more faith and more positive outlook in the project than just start like coming out with announcements, like develop more and more features, get us some form of gameplay, DFK arena, whatever it is. Like, let's just
Duel,
get it.
GFK Duel.
Or do GFK duel. Sorry. Just like double down on that. I think if we can see that the team is not worried about all this and that they're moving forward, then that'll allow all of us to do the same. We can put aside like our concerns and say, if the team is moving forward, we're moving forward with the team. Because one thing, I do believe in the team. They've made a lot of mistakes, but like, I do believe in their ability to execute. I mean, look at the game we have right now. They're not just like sitting on the sidelines like selling Joule. They're producing a game and they have really good roadmaps. So in my perspective, the best thing they could do, double their efforts and just start cranking out content.
Hey, on that note, check this out. Somebody just flagged this. I didn't see it until just now, but This was posted by SynStar.
Just the card thing.
Yeah. Did you guys see this? Crap. Did I share the right screen? No. Sorry, guys.
This is an interesting question while you're pulling it up. What does the low Joule price do to their like salaries and ability to pay the team? Can they maintain a large team with Joule staying relatively low for a prolonged period of time?
Whoa.
I mean,
How does that? Do you know how that works?
I think, you know, people are paid in like dollar values, and it's converted to Joule. So like the lower the price is, and I think that's more Joule. So here, yeah, here's this picture. It's like a berserk. This is the DFK duel, I think. Yeah. So I have no idea what this is, but like you've got this little like pentagram thing in the bottom. Looks cool. I mean, like, so you talk about content, like Frisky mentioned DFK duel, like slated for early May, Pets early May, Gen Zero. I mean, I think that it's coming.
Yeah.
And
what's the
it's
difference
just hard
between
to hear
DFK
that.
Duel and PvP? For those who aren't familiar with the project, what is DFK Duel? Could you explain it?
So it's supposed to be just like a mini game, like a mini. You're competing against another player, but it's not the like full blown prototype they've for PvP where you have 3 heroes, and they've got their skills and their stats are heavily impacting it. This is like a card game. I think they mentioned it would be similar to the game like card game War, but with like a DFK twist. So
like when you flip and whoever's highest wins, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it won't be like that, but okay, let's just finish. Should we just finish it off with like 10 minutes, an hour, and
yeah.
Do you guys?
Should we try to gear a little bit questions outside of DFK?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping this was before everything like blew up last night. I was kind of hoping like people would want to ask like questions just like outside of DFK, maybe more like just help us take our minds off of it.
Yeah.
But
any questions outside of DFK we'll answer. So if you guys have anything and relates to, you know, crypto market or outside of crypto market, us personally, you know, we're happy to, you know, just
Spicy,
have some conversation.
Happy to see you in the chat.
Hey, Spicy. Yeah. So any questions? Oh, you know, I think we've hit most of the DFK stuff. Yeah, I mean, do we want to address other projects like Evoverse?
I will give it one sentence. Evoverse. Yeah, I'm like recklessly deep in it because I'm a freaking degen and not happy about how things have gone. Like, wait till your product's ready and launch. That was kind of a barnyard explosion. I'm not pulling my liquidity. I'm still in it.
I had a dream last night, not a joke. I had a dream that I pulled out my Evo position, woke up, saw it had tanked, and thought, oh, I'm so glad I pulled it out. And then I was like, wait, I dreamed I pulled it out. I didn't actually pull it out. So I'm still in.
Hey, real quick, I just want to address one thing because there's been a lot of comments in the chat about like if the team, like if Joule keeps dropping or team members going to start leaving, and Spicy Maple Cat basically nailed it on the head. We're continuing to build. We are not going anywhere. So that's a strong, you know, signal for us. I think if the team stays together and everyone is moving forward, then that's exactly what we need to rebound from this.
Mike Hambleton said, hope Flu can get the communication straightened away. I'm not sure Flu's involved with the DFK project anymore. Can we confirm
Yeah,
that?
no, he's not. Yeah. Not involved. But I mean, I read his tweet. He said this morning, he said, from a fundamental perspective, DFK yesterday, like, if you're talking about just the project, the game, like today compared to yesterday, it's the same project.
I'm seeing some Ragnarok questions. I did mint 2 Ragnaroks. I think Samish Punch minted.
We didn't get a mint.
No. We bought. I'm sorry. That's right.
Yeah.
That is totally fair. I tried to mint, and by the way, this is why I love Harmony. I tried to mint on Ethereum. I minted immediately, and I wasted a bunch of gas, like hundreds of dollars in gas. Then I went to OpenSea, tried to buy some Ragnaroks.
More gas.
Tons of transaction, went through, failed. Finally got a couple off OpenSea, but the amount I probably spent around $500 to $600 in gas.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
bad.
I got wrecked on gas.
I did get one Ragnarok though. See how that game is.
Any other questions?
Yeah, let's try to keep outside of DFK. Let's just get some down to earth.
Ronins. I mean, LG
Yeah.
boy. I think Ronins are
That's
those.
Ragnarok.
Those are the Ragnaroks, right? That
Yeah,
mint's
we talked about
long gone, and if you didn't, yeah, it's. But you can buy. You can buy on OpenSea.
What stadium is that?
Stadium is that? Honestly,
Is it-
I don't know. I bought that.
That's like a generic like TJ Maxx kind of thing, or not TJ Maxx.
Yeah, but here's
it's
the
like
thing. I bought it off a Facebook ad, and it was super sketchy. I actually got the canvas pictures, but then later my credit card got charged in Brazil. So like I had to like cancel the credit card and go back and like claim fraud. So I got the picture, but they got my credit card information and went to town with it. So luckily I got out of that one. Be careful with Facebook ads and buying stuff.
Jay Allen says pickleball tips or tricks. So Baby Punch and I actually love pickleball. We smoked Drake at ETH Denver in pickleball.
Oof, felt good.
Tips and tricks, man. You just gotta you gotta learn how to volley at the net, man. Obviously stay out of the kitchen though, but it's all about coming up to the net.
Someone just asked about Knights and Peasants. I think it looks great. They've had a lot of positive buy pressure, although they got wrecked this morning. But I thought it looks good. I love that they redid their art. I think that's a huge piece. You know, art's huge in this space.
The art's fire. The new art is
The
really
new art
good.
is great. The old art, not as fire. So I do love their art, and overall, I'm bullish on that project.
Speedstar. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was
I'll
just gonna say. Go ahead.
Just Speedstar. We minted a couple of those horses. It hasn't really gone anywhere.
Yeah. So there's someone that says if you end up breaking even or profits, like what is our profit asset allocation? 25 BTC, 25 E, 25 risky projects. So yeah, that one. My personal take is I'm rolling a lot of profits into stablecoin, and then I will take those stablecoin and I'll start buying just strong profits that I think have a lot of upside potential. My particular standpoint is Phantom is way far down, way further than it should be. And I know me and Sandwich Punch have been accumulating some Phantom. That's still kind of that's still an altcoin. It's
not financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice. ETH, I would rather buy ETH than Bitcoin, but AVAX is really good buy too. There's a few projects that I personally believe in, and I would roll profits into those. On red days, roll profits into your strong stable coins or plays.
My 2 cents is I just personally, I know this is probably maybe a little unusual. I just don't care about non-altcoins. I don't see them as like I'm in this to make larger gains and take larger risks, a la DFK. So if I'm not in a really risky project or a high risk project, then I'm usually just in a stable coin waiting to see, you know, what's the newest thing. I don't want to hold Bitcoin. I don't want to hold Ethereum, because if I was doing that, I would go trade options, or I would swing trade large cap coins. So to me, my strategy, which is not financial advice, is to hold a large amount of stables and then to use a lot of that on like the latest flavor, like Evoverse, which had they executed better, I feel like would have gone really well. They didn't. I got burned. That's crypto. So I'm not trying to kill the Evoverse founder. I'm not going on his Facebook like telling him that I'm like threatening his life. It's just like that's investing.
Let's do 2 more here. So how do you guys balance family time, IRL job, and crypto research? This is difficult.
It's way hard.
I feel like a lot of evenings I spend a lot of time after kids go to bed. My time spent with my family definitely takes a little bit of a hit, more than I'd like it to. And I rationalize it that I'm trying to build like more wealth for our family, but I always try to draw lines where I can, because you have to make time for your family, but it's a hard one. Like, and then like I would put in there as like health, like you got to take care of your body, you got to be exercising.
I told my wife last night, you know, she was struggling. I'd been working all day. And, you know, she had been struggling. And I said, listen, I would rather not be crypto rich if it means sacrificing our relationship. And so I guess to answer your question, like ultimately you have to keep things in perspective. That's again, sandwich punch, and we're all like, why are you here fighting? Like, go spend time with your family. Ultimately, we all feel, relationships, those are what matter most. And so obviously we're super into crypto, sometimes too much. But at the end of the day, if you said, okay, you can be crypto rich and divorced, or you can be crypto rich but alienated from your family, like that would be meaningless, right? It's all it's a really tough balancing act, but we have to keep it in perspective. I know I have to do a better job. Sometimes I go too hard on investing, and I lose track of, like, my kids need attention, my wife needs attention. So to answer your question, it's not a balance, and it needs to be more of a balance for me.
I heard someone say it was on a real estate podcast, and they were just asking, like, how do you balance time and growing a business? And like, this guy said his dad gave him the best advice, and was like, don't pay too much for your money. Like, don't sacrifice what's actually important for wealth because you're paying too much for your money. So we all want to be rich, and it could lead to a more cush lifestyle. It could lead to more freedom. So that's why we all pursue it, is hopefully we can accumulate enough to where we can have more time for the family and for friends, and to do the things that we love. But like, don't sacrifice those things in pursuit of the money. So it's just kind of, you gotta balance it, and it is hard. There's sacrifices that have to be made, but don't make the big sacrifices. Keep those in perspective.
Hey, do you want to hit punch team, and then I will
yeah.
do a Joule giveaway, even though we're on a red day? We got to give Joule away on red days
Yeah.
and
So,
green days.
all right, when did the whole punch team come together? So this started, the punch name started a long time ago, but in terms of like Baby Punch and I, we met in 4th grade, trading Pokemon cards, and we were in the same hallway. So it's, geez, I mean, I'm not gonna like date myself, but it's been a while. We've known each other for a very long time. Bloater Punch and I, we're all like close IRL friends. We met in college. It was kind of a funny, I'll like explain in 30 seconds. We met, we were in the library. We both worked at the library. And I was like, hey man, what'd you do this weekend? He's like, I just like played some video games. I was like, oh, I'm a huge gamer. I love video games. Like, what did you play? He's like, you wouldn't know it. It's like super like obscure game. Like, you wouldn't have heard of it. And I was like, oh, like, hit me. He's like, well, it's called Heroes of Newerth. And I was like, what? You play Han? And like, it was like, best friends since, from that point on. We played a lot of Heroes of Newerth, which, by the way, Heroes of Newerth, sunsetting June 20th. We should get like a giant party and all play Heroes of Newerth one last time.
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a 30 Joule giveaway. I will be doing a Disney trivia.
Hold on, I want to add some Shroot Bucks in here too.
Okay, how much are you putting in?
Dude, I'll
Don't say Shroot. We're not fudding.
These are not Shroot Bucks.
No.
They feel like Shroot Bucks compared to $22 Joule, which is where I had my largest purchase with kids. So
just comical relief there.
I'll throw some in there too.
So we'll make it. I'll put in another 30. Sandwich you down for 30.
How much are you doing, Bloater?
So it's 90 total.
90.
I'll just cap it off to 100. So
Look
what
at
is
you.
100 Joule.
The generous sandwich punch. Okay, here's the Disney trivia question. As a rule reminder for those who are new to the stream, it's more than $100, Joel. Because
also, if you sell this $100 Joule, I'll be so disappointed in you. Like,
one caveat: you cannot sell this. You have to hold it.
We're gonna track your wallet activity.
$5.
Okay, so one really quick. So the way Joule giveaway works on our stream is you have to type out, in addition to the answer to my trivia, you have to include in your answer your Discord ID, which includes your name, hashtag, 4 numbers. Okay, so if I gave you a trivia question, you would type out name, Discord, hashtag, 4 numbers, then the answer to my trivia question. Okay. Okay, let's think. I got it. Okay. Okay. This one's a little low-hanging fruit. It's been a rough day, so I'm going to go an easier one. Many of you will know this one, and I'm going to try and do my best impression of this person. I don't think I've done this one, but if I have, I ask your forgiveness. I can't believe it. I'm losing to a rug.
You've done this one. You have.
Okay, wait.
This
Time
one.
out. That's not
no,
it. Don't
this is
answer it. Don't answer it. Don't answer it.
embarrassing.
I've got
Yeah,
another one.
you've
I got
done
it.
Oh,
I
this
got
you
one.
another one.
just did this. Like, how
Okay,
do you
wait. Did I
forget?
do
It
the
was your
PJ one?
last one.
How do
Wait,
you-
did we do the PJ one?
PJ.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Don't answer. That is an invalid question. No one has answered yet. I'm sorry, Nathan. We're canceling that one. Okay, here's the new one. The new one is
So bad.
you're
I'm
so
like-
bad. The new one is the new one is isn't that right, PJ? Aha, PJ. Wait, did we do that one?
Dude.
Did we do it?
No, we haven't done that.
All right, there we go. PJ, isn't that right? Aha, PJ. I like it, PJ. That's the new one. You guys really took the steam out of my sails. It is Robin Hood, Camus 9602. It's the scene where
I
Duke of
feel like
Chutney.
he's done this one actually.
Well, you guys didn't remember it, so. Okay, I did do that one, and everyone thought it was Goofy Movie. Camus, you're coming in again, though. You're double dipping. It's been a long day, okay? I've been
Hey
more
man,
focused.
if you heard it before, I guess like you're that's the benefits of
Elliot,
tuning
you did
in.
Robin
That's the
Hood
benefits of
already.
tuning in.
Dang it. You guys made me nervous. All right, Camus, we got your Discord ID. Congratulations on winning the same question.
Man.
I've been
You
stressed.
like destroyed. Now we have our own controversy. Like people are like, they'll go to the
People
internet.
are flooding our stream.
They're like exploiting their giveaways.
Not really. I mean, everyone still had the same chance to respond, but yes. Really apologize for that. I will come with better Disney trivia next time.
You gotta
But
open up your
congratulations,
genre
Camus.
of Disney movies.
We'll expand it. Congratulations, Camus, and
Rug pulled.
you know, we'll do better.
All right,
will
thanks
do that.
guys. Seriously, guys, take a step away from your computers. If you believe in the project, take a step away. Go outside. Spend some
Fox
time
did
with
this.
people that you care about. Take care of your relationships, and you know, let's let the team do what they do. Build. See you guys.
So, yeah.
See fam.